There are no permanent friends or enemies in geopolitics, and this is quite evident with the emerging rapport between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. In fact, it might represent a seismic shift in the global geopolitics that promises to fundamentally reshape the international order. While European leaders watch this growing alarm as two of the world's most powerful figures move towards accommodation, India finds itself uniquely positioned to capitalize on this great power realignment. This convergence of American and Russian interests creates a paradox, where Europe's security concerns become India's strategic opportunity. For Europe, a strengthened Putin-Trump relationship represents a threat to continent security architecture built over several decades. In fact, European leaders have already expressed deep concerns about being marginalized in discussions about their own continent's future, as evidenced by their exclusion from the recent Alaska summit between Trump and Putin. The prospect of Washington and Moscow negotiating Europe's security behind Europe's back fundamentally undermines the transatlantic partnership that has been Europe's bedrock since World War II. The security implications are profound. European officials fear that Trump's accommodation with Putin could lead to a dramatic reduction in US military presence in Europe and a corresponding increase in Russian influence in European affairs. This creates what experts describe as a hammer and anvil situation where Europe faces Russian threats while simultaneously losing American security guarantees. The continent's leaders understand that both countries view Europe primarily as a market rather than an independent power, raising concerns about their long-term autonomy. While Europe grapples with uncertainty, India emerges as perhaps the primary beneficiary of improved Trump-Putin relationship. The convergence of American and Russian interests create an unprecedented opportunity for New Delhi to enhance its strategic autonomy and benefit maximum from the great power competition. In fact, India's energy security has already been transformed through its partnership with Russia. Russian oil imports surged from less than 2% to over 40% of India's total crude import, providing sustainable cost saving and energy security. Despite facing US tariffs of up to 50%, India has maintained its position as the second largest purchaser of Russian oil, generating billions in revenue for both countries while securing discounted energy supplies. The defense partnership remains equally crucial. Joint production programs like BrahMos supersonic cruise missile demonstrates the depth of military and technical cooperation, while India's purchase of S-400 missile defense system showcases its willingness to prioritize Russian partnership despite Western pressure. This defense relationship provides India with advanced military capabilities while maintaining a flourishing working relation with Western defense contractors, chief being American and French. The economic opportunities extend beyond energy and defense. In fact, bilateral India-Russia trade reached a record of $68.7 billion in this financial year. It is also important to highlight that the development of alternative payment mechanism through rupee-ruble trade helps both countries circumvent Western sanctions and tariffs while deepening economic integration. In fact, India's investment in Russian energy projects, including the profitable Cyclone-1 asset, demonstrates the long-term value of this partnership. The emerging Putin-Trump relationship represents a fundamental shift in global power dynamics with profound implications for both Europe and India. For Europe, this development threatens the security architecture that has underpinned continental stability for decades, forcing difficult choices about defense spending and strategic autonomy. European leaders face the prospect of managing Russian pressure while losing American security guarantees, a combination that could reshape the continent's geopolitical future. For India, however, this shift creates unprecedented opportunities to enhance strategic autonomy while maximizing benefits from great power competition. The convergence of American and Russian interests allow India to deepen partnership with both Moscow and potentially with Beijing, while maintaining its long-held non-alignment with any bloc. Energy security, defense cooperation, technology, and economic integration all benefit from this new dynamics. The ultimate impact of Putin-Trump cooperation will depend on its durability and scope. If sustained, it could mark the end of post-Cold War European security order and beginning of a more multipolar world where emerging powers like India can gain greater strategic flexibility. However, the path forward remains uncertain, requiring careful navigation of competing pressure and evolving great power relationships. As this new chapter in international relations unfolds, Europe might grapple with reduced American commitment, while India can position itself to benefit from this great power convergence. The paradox of European insecurity and Indian opportunity illustrate the complex dynamics of contemporary geopolitics, where one region's challenges become another region's strategic advantages.